Dear Dhamma brothers and sisters, it's very good to see you here this morning. Some of you were at Wachana 2025 yesterday and have decided to come here as an extension of your learning of the forum. We had 4 forums, and one of these were on the seniors, how to have a good life as you gracefully grow old. So, as you heard, Brother Wang talk about active aging, because there is a need. Many of the SJBA members who contributed to the founding and the establishment of SJBA, as the years advanced, they began to become senior and then stay away from SJBA. So they were at home, they were not doing very much. So the thinking was, how do we bring them back into an active lifestyle, still within the association and with the friends that they used to meet so often. So that part of it is devised by Brother Wang and his team. As mentioned, the other side of it is also very important, because it's the mental and the emotional side. We are thinking beings. We also have emotions. We also have objectives that we want to achieve in our lives. But how do we do that if we are not shut in the way that we are looking at the world? So while we were working on the presentation of FOW, there arose this need to have a program for the mind. And this is where mindful aging came about. So I called upon the knowledge that I had on practicing meditation, on mindfulness practice, as well as many years that I've had teaching. While I was teaching in the university, every day I met young people. And I began to understand what were their problems. There were young people who were enrolled in our university, which is a private university, and I must say, the fees are not cheap. And some of them never come for class regularly. So there is a kind of a problem between what the family wants and what the young boy or young girl wants. And when we checked out, we saw that they were not very focused due to many distractions. One of which was discussed yesterday is social media. And as you might be aware, in Australia now, they have banned social media for those below the age of 16. And other countries are taking a close look. How is this law, this implementation going to work out? How will it affect the younger strata of society? And I think I spoke quite a bit about what is mindful aging and what is needed. The rise in depression in the world's population is something which we cannot ignore. But what we are introducing and offering, we are not offering a medical program. No, this is not a medical intervention. It is a preventive program, meaning to say that if you see the need for this early, you start early. Don't come to us when you already have problems such as dementia, such as depression, and the heavier end of it, Alzheimer's, and other cognitive problems. When you have that, we are not the people. You need to go and see professional medical people, doctors and all that. But when you are still able to do something, when you're still able to look after yourselves, you're still able to come here, you're still able to get around, start early with the mindfulness practice, because it will make a difference. And I'll tell you why it makes a difference. It is not just based on our religious sentiment. Not because we practice mindfulness and concentration, then we encourage you. No, there is scientific and medical evidence that this practice will help you in the later years of your life. Yeah, not just in the cognitive area, that means thinking and seeing, yeah, and recognizing, but also in your emotional, your affective, yeah, the affect, emotional areas. Yeah, and as Buddhists, we don't talk so much about emotion. Of course, we talk a lot about thinking and understanding and enlightenment. But the heart area is also very, very important. And this is covered under mindful aging. Okay. So this is what we call it, growing older, not just growing older, but growing deeper. Just because you finish your work, your working life, doesn't mean it's all over. Now is the time to go deeper. Yeah, not to think that this is my, relaxation time. No, there is still work to do. And as long as you can breathe, as long as you can think, yeah, see, hear, and all that, you can still develop yourself. Yeah, please take that into account. So I'll start with this slide which I showed yesterday. This is Venerable Shunryu Suzuki. He was instrumental in introducing Zen meditation to the US. Very, very wise. He has passed away. He didn't live a very long life. But when he was alive, he worked very hard to establish the Zen tradition in the US. And from there, also other Western countries. This is very important, that's why I'm sharing it with you. He said the purpose of meditation, the bhavana practice, is to help you enjoy your old age by grounding you. Grounding, really be in touch. You are standing on the knowledge. Grounding you in the realities, because it's a reality. Who is not getting older? Who doesn't have illness? Who doesn't have aches and pains? Put up your hand. Who doesn't have decline of stamina and energy? And you get other things that come with this stage of life. The reality of aging, of sickness, and ultimately we have to say goodbye to this world, to this existence, because we only have so many years according to our lifespan. We only have so many years on this earth in this life. I mean, we might come back to another life, but some people don't want to talk about it because there is no evidence, as was mentioned by the Venerable Ajahn Jayasaro. But it is not evidence that can be printed out. It is evidence in your mind, because there are practitioners, when they develop their mind, they can recall past lives, and they can see it, and they understand it, but they can't show it to you as evidence. That is the thing that medical science and science today, the research, it is not accepted yet. Okay, so if you have questions, we'll gladly answer them afterwards. So what are the challenges? I showed this yesterday. There are 6 very, not to say these are the only challenges and the only problems. There are 6 very, very common ones. The first one is loneliness and social isolation, such as you have a spouse, you get married, you develop a life together, and suddenly your spouse dies, and then you will feel the isolation, you will feel the loneliness. I mean, if 2 of you can die together, that is very good, but it doesn't work out that way. One will go before the other, and my dear friends, statistics show that the man will die before the woman. Because the average age of a Malaysian male is usually around 76 to 78. But the women will live until 78, 79, around that. So a few years longer than the man, than the husband. And then the children will grow and live somewhere else. There is a sense of invisibility because you are left out of society. When everybody talks, they don't come and talk to you. Because why? Oh, he's already old. Don't talk to him. He doesn't know anything. I also get that sense because when there is Chinese New Year, and then my kids and the cousins all get together, they don't really talk to us as much as they used to. In the early days, they come because power. But after that, they get their power. They ignore you. They go and do their things because there's so much for them, to share. Then there is a loss of purpose. If you happen to be a very senior employee in your company, you might be a CEO or whatever, and suddenly you retire, and the next day you have nothing to do. One day, few days ago, people were still calling you, acknowledging you, and then the minute you retire, the next day, nobody says good morning anymore. You suddenly have that sense of, I'm out of it. So that affects people. Then there are physical limitations, and your activities will narrow, because now you are not going out so often, etc., etc. And you might feel like a burden rather than a contributor. But there's also this fear and anxiety about decline coming up. I'm getting old. I can't do all the things I used to do. Like yesterday, somebody talked about golf. You can, hit the golf ball. How much? 220 yards. Then now, year by year, it becomes less and less and less and less. So you feel that, and then you feel, I can't do all these things anymore. It begins to affect your mind. Then